Listen, we already have a co-host. I know you like Columbo. Brownie, listen. We already have a co-host. Not much to do here.
All right, I think we should get this started.
We'll talk about this later. Oh. Hello, everybody.
Hello.
Welcome to
Alex
Alex and Constantine's Reviews number 2. And today, we are reviewing the second season of Columbo, ranked worst to best, number 8.
8-1.
8-1, yes. This season, Alex, I thought was much harder.
Yes, exactly. Much more difficult than the first season. Every episode was a banger, dude. Every episode was like
Yeah.
A or A minus at worst.
Exactly. There's no real standouts. We thought there was one. I think the number 1 episode, in our opinion, was like a standout, but all of them were really good. I mean, the separation between one and like each episode is, obviously, if you have a different ranking than us, you're probably wrong. We did it right. No, I'm kidding. No, I'm kidding. No. This one was tough. Tough. So, any disclaimers?
Yes, disclaimer. This was very hard. Again, we
That's
have
right.
to say that again.
But we're not taking the easy way out. We're not going to do any ties.
No way.
No ties. We're actually going to make the hard calls here.
If we had to make ties, half the season would be tied.
Exactly.
And
I know.
where's
True.
the fun in that?
True. So let's get started then. Our number 8 out of 8 is Dagger of the Mind, where they went to London.
Columbo goes to London. It's
It's actually funny.
Yeah.
He's dealing with all
just
those
that
English
sentence
people.
alone.
Yeah.
Columbo goes to London.
Exactly.
That's where
you
you should go. It's like Columbo's beach episode, but London.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Basically, Columbo goes to London for some work trip.
Right.
And he goes there for this case, basically. But while he's there...
No, I think he went there like I think they invited him to see like the detective methods of Scotland Yard.
They detected him to
so
show...
he could learn from them
of course.
on how to be a better detective.
They're like, come to London, we have better accents. So then...
Yeah. Their accents were pretty good, but he's Columbo.
So Columbo comes and he takes pictures with a bunch of tourist destinations, like places like Big Ben.
That's right. London Bridge, like all those famous.
Yeah, all the big places,
I've never been there, so I can't.
Me neither, actually. I can't.
I know.
Big Ben
But anyway,
is the clock, right?
The funny part is, so he's going to hang out with London Scotland Yard so they can teach him, like some techniques. But he goes on he visits some house where some guy got killed. Mm-hmm. And they thought, oh, it's an accident. The guy fell down the stairs, and Columbo's like, oh, yeah, but wait a minute. this book's over here and everything. Mm-hmm. And he kind of gets the guy to say, maybe it wasn't an accident. So Columbo is the one who's working on the case, but he's kind of acting. He's trying to give all the credit to those guys because he's in England.
Not his place.
It's not his place.
Is he like allowed to do detective work when he's not in his jurisdiction?
Good question. But he was, I guess he's allowed to. But he was just kind of like throwing little.
I'll just help you with the case.
But he was acting like he wasn't helping.
Yeah, of course.
It's funny because he's like kind of he's like saying this stuff and he's just making the guy think. Mm-hmm. But at the end, I think the reason that it went so low for us.
The ending.
Was the ending. I mean, Columbo basically, the way he caught this couple is that he flicked a little bead into this umbrella.
Yeah.
And I was like...
I wish I was exaggerating. That's literally what happened.
Yeah.
He was like, well, come to think of it, this umbrella wasn't touched since you stole it. I mean, since it got taken here. And then, but look at this. What is this? And
That's right. And... That's right, but it was good because there's a butler in this episode.
Yeah,
and he was like the murders of this was a couple, an acting couple, a British acting couple.
Oh, that reminds me, the butler tried to blackmail the guys.
He tried to blackmail them, and so they killed the guy who owned the theater, and then they killed the butler because he tried to blackmail them. Yeah, it was pretty good. Bad. And the funny is, there were such good actors. Like at the guy's funeral, the lady's like, she's like, "Oh my God!" It's like crying over his coffin. It's like they're actors. I mean, that's what they do.
They're actors, so they have to be good at crying, right?
Yeah, exactly. So, let's move on to number 7. Number 7 we thought was Requiem for a Fallen Star.
Okay, this episode has this girl, this lady. She's definitely aging a little bit since her prime in the theater days. So that's probably what the name Fallen Star.
She was an actress, yeah.
Yeah. She's very rich. She's a lot of money.
Mm-hmm.
But she also lives in the studio.
That's right.
And she has this assistant and this one guy who's trying to blackmail her because he has dirt on her or whatever. That's what.
It's like a gossip columnist or something.
Mm-hmm. And she's like, I can't have that because my career will be ruined, and I mean then I'll have no money.
So anyway, she tries to kill him, but actually the twist is, no, she tries to kill him, but because he's dating her assistant, but she actually kills the assistant by mistake, or so we think. Actually, she meant to kill the assistant because the assistant is finding out about another thing that she had done 30 years behind. Like she did something. Should we?
And we'll get to that when we discuss the ending.
We'll spoil it. So then, obviously, Columbo gets involved, and he figures out that actually her assistant was a real target of the crime. And but they're also sleazy though. The gossip columnist guy is sleazy. They make a deal to not say anything, both of them. And it's just whatever.
Yeah, it's terrible.
Terrible. And then
Good
the
episode,
ending, a
though.
great ending. Oh, why? What a great ending. How come?
Okay, so it turns out that spoiler alert for like a 50-year-old show that the lady buried her own husband underneath the fountain in the backyard.
On the studio
why,
lot.
Yeah, that's why it wasn't running, because if she was like, put water in my fountain, then they'll have to dig it up behind it and see this dead guy, and that's not what they want.
So her assistant knew about this, or was about to divulge it to the gossip columnist. So she's like, "Well, because they're dating." So it was pretty interesting because Columbo solved the crime that we didn't, as the audience. You have clues, but you're like, well, that's. You say, yeah, her husband disappeared 30 years ago, and then you find out she killed her husband and this assistant lady. Like she's like a murdering actress.
Yeah, that's. I mean, hey, no wonder it's Columbo's job.
It's his job. But so he solved a crime that we didn't even know was a crime. So anyway, there we go.
But
Number 6, the most crucial game.
Oof, good episode.
Crucial game. Should I start on this one?
Yes, you should.
Okay. Football team owner has a son and a business manager. The football team owner dies, natural causes, and the son now owns everything. But the business manager is this real go-getter. He's really trying to expand the business and buy more teams. And the son just wants to like lay in the pool and hang out with girls and just party.
Yeah, of course.
So the business owner's like, you know what? I'm gonna kill this kid because he's stopping. He didn't say that. No, he didn't say I'm gonna kill the kid.
That'd be funny if he did.
I know, right? He was like, I'm gonna kill this kid.
I'm just gonna kill this
he
guy.
said, I gotta get Junior out of the way. And by the way, he calls him Junior like that. He's like, don't call me Junior or whatever. But anyway, so he kills Junior, and the way he does it is that he, let's see he killed him and he made a phone call to an office and pretended like he was somewhere else as his alibi, and there's a recording of it because some. I don't forget that.
He tapped his own phone. Right?
He tapped his own phone for giving himself an alibi. And what happened then?
So basically, Columbo starts his detection process by looking for things in the recording that shouldn't be there. That's
Right.
That's what common sense
That's
tells
right.
you.
Yeah.
But he soon learns from this like one guy who needs his equipment back or whatever that you should listen to things that should be there. And then he's like, all right, I'll try that. So he's sitting there. He listens to it and he figures it out. The clock.
The clock.
Yeah.
If the guy was in his office on that recording, you would have heard the clock.
Yes.
But you didn't hear the clock, so he was somewhere else at the time of the murder.
Columbo, using his big brain, was like, so the clock didn't go off, you killed him. And that was it.
Exactly. And
brain.
it was the same actor. It was the backhand actor from the first season.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he played kind of the same character, like an angry
Just
dude. Angry, successful dude.
ill-tempered.
Yeah, bad-tempered guy. But a lot of fun. Okay, Greenhouse Jungle.
Greenhouse Jungle.
It has my favorite line of the season.
Yes,
The uncle is a real jerk. Uncle and nephew conspire to have the nephew kidnapped so that they can break the trust and get the nephew this inheritance. Otherwise, the money's in trust and he can't get this money. And the uncle describing Columbo. He says, "Oh, rumpled jacket, rumpled face,
Rumpled jacket?
rumpled face."
Rumpled face?
Anyway, the whole episode, he's insulting Columbo.
Yeah. Basically, you already explained it, actually. But, so... The
Any
plan
standouts?
was, any standouts? Is there any standouts in this episode?
This is the one where remember they were following him and he's wearing like this mask thingy.
Yeah. Oh yeah! The first episode of the season introduces a new character. This guy is used as Columbo's like assistant.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. This guy's great, and he comes up in future episodes later in the
Yes.
next seasons. Yes, you're
Yes.
gonna like this guy.
This
It's
guy
hilarious.
is uses Columbo's assistant for this episode. He is trained in
He's
the new
right
ways
out of he's right out
detective.
of like the academy.
So he uses all this high tech for 72 or whatever technology
That's
for
right.
detective.
That's right.
But Columbo looks at the situation in a whole different way because he's more experienced in almost
Right.
every way.
So the uncle has bamboozled this young new kid, the guy from the academy, and Columbo knows that, but he's kind of letting. Well, yeah, he's kind of letting him play along, but it's
Yeah.
kind of funny because this new guy's like, "Oh, I got this new TX35 camera, and it's got the zoom lens and all this stuff."
Yeah.
And the uncle loves him because he's got him fooled, and he's like, he's the guy's like, "Yeah, that's right, you know, whatever, that exactly what you said is what happened." And Columbo's like, "I don't think so."
Columbo's like, okay, but maybe.
Yeah. Yeah, it was fun, man. It was a good one. First episode of the season. And let's move on to Double Shock. Very iconic, a very memorable episode, actually. Very fun.
So it starts off with one guy, right? You don't see anything else. You just see the one guy. Comes in. Oh, actually no. It starts with the guy, and he like cuts some like wire on like a thing,
Right.
and then he throws it in a trash can full of water and it explodes because electrical things. And then it cuts to two guys fencing. Both of them you'll get to know very well in this episode. Basically, he comes in fencing, says hi to his uncle, says hello uncle, leaves. Now, that's all the important things that happen, basically.
Right.
And then now,
Uncle's in the bathtub?
uncle's
Is
in
that
the
what
bathtub.
happens?
And then we see the guy we met earlier who threw the thing in the garbage pail, and he kills his uncle by electrocuting him.
He threw like a blender into
Yeah.
his uncle's in a bath, and he threw a blender in the bath. Uncle gets electrocuted. And then the lights go off and everything. Oh, and the side character's great. What was his name? Mrs. Peck.
The girl who watches TV.
Mrs.
Yeah,
Peck.
uh-huh.
She's like the housekeeper. Like she's known the old guy for like 100 years.
Mm-hmm.
And then this one's
100 years.
like maybe 80 years. I was
Probably about 100
exaggerating. 80 years. 80 years.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. So take it from there. What was the next thing?
Now, once Columbo
why is it Double Shock?
Columbo starts detecting, and I'm pretty sure he already is on to this one guy who killed him. And he's all like, Columbo's all like, yeah, 100 times a year. And then the twin comes in, and Columbo's like, whoa.
That's
You
right.
could actually see Columbo getting confused
That's
for like
right.
the
He's
first
like-
time ever.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Because Columbo's like, I'm pretty sure this kid did it. I'm just gonna find the clues. And then comes in the guy's twin brother. So now it's a mystery.
Yeah.
So and actually, it's a good episode because, as the audience, you don't know which of the twins did it because you saw one of them doing it. Like, okay, wait a minute, it could be either of them. So we don't know. And it gets kind of into it because then the uncle's lawyer is a weasel, and he's gonna try and cheat this guy's like young bride out of the will.
Well,
And it's a whole big thing,
Yeah.
but it turns out it's pretty fun. It's pretty fun.
coming up next,
Coming up next, we have
top 3.
Stitch in Crime, top 3.
Spock.
Stitch in Crime, Spock.
All right, want to explain Stitch in Crime?
Stitch in Crime. Okay, so there's two heart surgeons who are also research partners in a research in a like college like a university research thing, and they have a grant. And Spock is telling the older guy, Spock is telling the older guy, listen, I think our research is done. Let's put this thing out to market and start making money. And the other guy's, you know what? I'm not sure. We're not sure this is actually correct.
He wanted to do more testing.
He wanted to do more testing, more research to make sure it's safe for the public.
The other guy's like, no.
And Spock is like, oh hell, no, he didn't say that. he's like, no. So
Oh, heck no.
heck no. So Spock, okay, so the older guy has a heart condition, and Spock, the surgeon, gives him like this, like he makes him drink something that makes him like go into like heart palpitations. So he goes to operate on him, and what he does is he stitches up his heart with a suture. There's two different kinds in this show. The one suture will dissolve and his heart will fall apart and he'll die. And there's the good suture that will last until the heart heals. So he put in the bad stuff, and the nurse finds out about it, and Spock kills the nurse, and I think he killed that other guy, like the drug addict.
Yes, of course.
So that's pretty much where we're at.
Weak things about this episode. Part where he kills the drug guy was kind of a little far-fetched for the episode.
I thought so.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because he gave him some drugs, and the guy fell off the balcony and died.
Yeah,
it's
and
like,
that's
well,
not like the thing that has to happen.
Yeah.
If it's like it
What if
says,
he
it,
just
says,
ended up in
it says on the syringe, like, disclaimer: if you take drugs, you will fall.
Yeah,
off
you'll
the
fall off a
balcony
balcony
and
from the
die.
second floor and die.
Yeah.
Like, what if he just ended up like next to the toilet and he's like drunk and he's passed out? No. He fell off and
No,
died.
he died. He died.
He died. So the way he gets
Didn't
caught
even help
is
his
that
case either.
Okay, so now Columbo's in on the whole thing. I mean, not in on. But he's
He
wise
knows.
to the whole plot, and he basically lets Spock know. Listen, if anything happens to that guy, you're number one suspect. You're definitely going to be. We're going to do an autopsy. We're going to find what you did wrong. And so
Yeah.
he did another thing, and he said, "Oh, I got emergency surgery. Triggered some other reaction."
Yeah.
And so Columbo's in the operating room with him.
Watches him do the surgery.
Exactly.
Correct.
He did it correctly. So he took the bad stuff out, put the good stuff in, but he tried to kind of do it really slyly. And then he took the suture. What did he do with it after he took it out of the
He
guy?
put it in his pocket.
Whose pocket? Columbo's pocket. That's right. So everybody got searched except for Columbo, and Columbo found it.
And
And
Columbo was like, "Oh wait, what the heck? What is this suture? I didn't take any suture out of this guy's heart.
exactly,
I wonder who did." And then
exactly. It was Spock.
it's funny at the end, Columbo was like, "You win, you got it, you won," and then he left.
That's
and then he
right.
came back and he's like, "Anyways, you're going to jail."
That's
and
right.
that was cool. Yeah.
Exactly, because he's like, well, I admit, I couldn't find anything wrong, but then Columbo found the suture. So number
Wait, that's why he ran back because he found the suture.
it was in his pocket.
I
correct.
thought he was just doing that for dramatic effect. Actually.
Maybe he was
Maybe.
actually. Columbo. Columbo is.
Yeah.
You know how he be. Okay, number 2 is Etude in Black,
Oh man, conductor.
the composer, conductor guy.
So this guy, he's loved in the community of music. He's like famous. And Columbo has a dog now, which is pretty cool. We're gonna gloss over that because I don't think it has any plot structure. But so
I think you're
plot
right.
relevance.
No,
so,
I think you're
yeah.
right. I think you're right.
So
No,
he's over here doing like conducting work, and he's really popular, but he's cheating on his wife with another girl.
his very rich wife, who's the daughter of the lady who owns like the orchestra, the symphony in L.A.
So basically, if word comes out that he's cheating on this girl's daughter, and he's like totally
a
screwed.
scandal. Yeah, it's a scandal. Like,
he's out of
yeah,
the
yeah.
industry.
Exactly.
So the girl with red hair, she's like in the Bird. She's like, oh well, divorce your wife and we can be together. But then he was like he thought about it.
Right.
But then he was like, wait, hold on, she has money. So then he killed the other girl.
He killed the other girl. Yeah, he killed the other girl, and it was he had. It's a really very elaborate plot that he left the symphony hall and went to these back alleys. He bought a car. He's driving there, and anyway, and he kills her. He turns on the gas, kills her. Actually, he killed her, and he turned on the gas to make it look like she passed out and hit her head. And unfortunately, she had a bird, and the bird died also.
Yeah, biggest sad of the episode, the bird died.
It was kind of sad. And there was that little girl there. She was kind of like had a little attitude, the little neighbor girl. And the way he got caught.
Was Columbo brought him in this room with a big screen.
No, that's when he
Yeah.
revealed it. But he got caught because when he went to kill her,
Yeah, the guy killed her, and his flower fell off of his vest
in her apartment.
in her apartment. Now that might not be a big deal if he wasn't like super paranoid for some reason.
And he was famous.
He came back.
And he went to the
Picked
apartment
up the flower.
and he put it on his lapel. And the TV cameras were outside the apartment and taped him. So he had done a concert that night, and there was no flower. But after the concert was over, he went to her apartment, and now he has a flower all of a sudden.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is probably what did him in. Is this dumb flower.
The dumb
Yeah,
flower.
yeah,
He
the-
could have just left it alone.
Yeah, he really could have just left it.
But then again, but I think he had no choice because if Columbo found the flower there, he'd be like he would.
They could have fingerprinted,
or they could have sourced it.
or
and
he
said,
should have got it and then ate it or something.
Yeah, or
Like,
put it in his
just-
pocket,
or,
not be on camera
Yeah,
with it.
definitely. Yeah,
Yeah.
not on camera.
Yeah, but it was. I thought it was a great episode all across, all
Yeah.
down, all up and down.
That's why it's number 2.
It was number 2, and then then it was the other guy, like the jazz musician, that he was a suspect because he had a crush on her. But anyway, it was this guy. And number 1, I think, as we said, every episode in this season was really, really strong, in my opinion, and I think Alice would agree. It's called The Most Dangerous Match. The chess episode was a standout.
Best episode of the season.
Yeah.
Now, it starts with this chess guy. He's a famous chess guy. and he has to go against another older famous chess guy.
Right. He's
And
like Russian or
yeah,
something like that.
he's Russian, which is probably the coolest part about his character.
Yeah.
So that was mean. So he so he's like, wow, I'm so much better than this Russian guy. So then he wants to prove it to him by going to the place where the Russian guy eat lunch.
Right.
And then they play.
They have like a practice game, but not an official
like
game.
a weird like mock chess.
Yeah, with salt and pepper and
With
breadsticks and
just random stuff
whatever.
on the table.
Yeah, celery
And you're
stalks,
just like-
whatever.
They're playing chess, but the guy, the
And he's got a hearing. He can't. He's deaf.
yes, he's dead.
Yeah, the American guy, the villain in this episode is deaf. The Russian guy, who's really
Cool guy.
portrayed very nice. He's
Yeah.
like,
Really cool.
such a nice guy, and he's, don't
Russia,
worry,
yeah.
you lost, it's no big deal. Tomorrow you'll do better. I got lucky.
So then the guy was so worried, he's like, no, let's go to my hotel. We're gonna do another round of chess.
That's right.
And then he was
He
like,
lost again, didn't he?
yeah, he lost again, and this time he raised his voice in anger, right?
Right.
And he grabbed his. That's not a hearing aid.
Okay,
he
pretend
grabbed
it
his
wasn't.
hearing aid.
He smashed it against
and
the
he
wall.
broke it.
Right.
And he was like, "Oh, guess my hearing is broken."
Right.
That won't take a big part into anything in the future.
But his plan was pretty good. Like he had him. Remember, he had him write a little note.
Yeah.
The American guy, the deaf guy, he has the old Russian guy write in his language like, "Oh, I'm sorry, I'm terrible." He says, "Oh, can you write this for my girlfriend? She's from your country, and I just want to tell her that our relationship's over." And he says, "Oh, yes, of course, no problem. I do for you, no problem." And he's like, "I'm so." So then he takes that note and he puts that as a suicide note.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. I'm
Like
terrible,
it's all
I'm
this.
awful.
I'm terrible. I'm awful. I'm not good enough.
Yeah.
And then, but it's like as if he ran away from the final chess match.
Uh-huh.
So
Yeah.
so
And
so
killed him.
so he tells everyone, "Oh, I beat him in those games, but he actually lost." And the reason he tried to kill this old guy is because
He knew he wasn't gonna win.
exactly
He was so
Exactly.
unconfident with himself that he decided to try to kill someone instead of
Right.
just taking the L.
right,
And okay, the way that he tries to kill him, which you would think is really smart,
Right.
So you realize
Yeah.
that it wasn't very smart, because the guy who just broke his hearing aid didn't think that hearing would be a problem when it comes to anything,
right.
and he tries to push the Russian guy into this big
Trash
machine.
compactor chute, and it's got like all these
basically
teeth.
he wanted the machine to eat the guy.
Yep.
And so, but he threw it in, and the machine had an emergency shutdown, and you'd be able to hear it shut down.
He pushed him and he left.
Yeah, he left.
And the guy survived because he didn't get eaten by the machine. The machine turned off.
Yeah, of
So, but
course.
the guy was really badly hurt. And he ended up in the hospital, and he was like in a coma, but he was going to survive because he just
Yeah, he just hit his head or something.
yeah, exactly. So now what does this guy do? he has like a photographic memory, and he saw the list of the medications. So he goes to the guy's hotel room and he switches the medication.
Yeah, he goes. He does like the Indiana Jones thing.
Yeah. He's
Yeah.
and he switches the medication, and they take the bad medication and take it to the hospital, and the guy dies.
And the guy, yeah.
The old
gave him, like,
the
straight
nice
venom
old
or
Russian man.
something. Yeah. And they figure out that he was the murderer because he can't hear anything because he broke his hearing aid.
That's right.
Because if he would have been able to hear, he would have been able to hear the machine turn off.
Right.
But he didn't because he's deaf.
That's
so
right.
He pushed
And
him in
that's
the
how
machine.
Columbo got him in the
machine
end, yeah.
turned off. Russian guy fell. Didn't die. Didn't get eaten.
Right.
He just is hurt.
He's hurt, and he ends up in the hospital. And then Columbo caught him because he tried to kill him a second time. This time he was successful, unfortunately. But anyway.
And the cool thing is that Columbo was like talking like loud, and they turned it off.
Yeah. That was cool.
I forgot how good the ending was.
Yeah, that was actually a good ending. He goes, "Why are you screaming?" He goes, "Because the machine's on." He goes,
Then turn the machine off, but the machine wasn't even
"The
on.
machine was off already."
Columbo was playing him like a fiddle, man.
Yeah.
And caught him.
And this guy was so cocky. He was like, "Oh yeah, I of course I won our practice game," but he didn't. He was a dishonest guy. So that's our season 2 ranked worst to best. And again, worst does not mean like a lot worse.
Yeah, no, not really actually.
It was like just a
If it was
real
like you
small.
could either watch the worst episode in this one or the best one, I'd probably pick the best one, but I wouldn't be sad if I would.
Yeah, exactly. They were all
Any
pretty good.
episode in this season could have.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Agreed. I agree. Totally, Alex. So that wraps up season 2. Thank you very much for watching.
Yes, thank you very
And
much.
I guess we'll see you guys next time. We're going to get to work on season number 3.
We're gonna try to get. Hopefully, we're gonna try to get that one out faster.
Yeah, we'll try to get out faster. So thanks, guys, for watching.
Thank you very
Everyone,
much.
take care.
Like,
And
comment, subscribe.
yeah, don't smash the like. Just
Just, you know, touch
gently tap the subscribe or the like button or something. But if you don't like us, I mean, that's fine too.
Tell us how cool we are, or
Yeah,
tell
or-
us how not cool we are.
Yeah, I mean, if you
it would
have-
make a great opening skit if you told us how not cool we
Yeah,
are.
we'll read our hate mail. Or something.
Yeah.
But don't send any hate mail.
Don't.
So,
Yeah,
so anyway, good job. Okay, thank you guys.
All right,
Everyone,
thank you.
We'll
Have
see
a
you
good
next
rest of
time.
your night. See you
Ciao.
for season 3.
Thank
See
you.
ya.
I feel
See,
that
that
was
take was so
good.
much better.
Yeah, you know what? Our energy was better.
Yeah, that's
our
why.
energy was totally
I knew
better.
we should have done a
You
second
did it
take.
right, Alex. You're right, man.
Yeah.
All right, you want to unclip this thing? Yeah, you were right. Brownie was